I'm Laura McBride and welcome to my Disney inspired birthday set for the beautiful Emma Louise Critchlow. In this workshop I'm going to be doing a whole host of techniques, fine lines, crystal placement, 3D carving gel and also lots of glitter. I really hope you guys enjoy this workshop, so let's get started. Hi everyone and welcome to Critch's birthday design set nails workshop. So over in my workshop group on Facebook, on a live, I created this beautiful set of nails for Emma Louise Critchlow, who is our social media manager, and she loves everything Disney, anything sparkles, and also the colour blue. So I created these nails on a live, and I thought I would turn it into a tutorial for you guys to teach you rather than just show you how to do these nails. So on this design set I used Blew My Mind from the core collection by Get Nailed by Laura McBride, and I also used cashmere and a whole host of crystals from Crystal Parade and also our white carving gel. Okay, so I did these obviously in blue because that is Critch's favourite colour, but I'm decided to recreate them on this YouTube video in pink. So we've got the boy version and the girl version. Right, so let's get started. I am going to show you how to do that really simple glitter fade to begin with. So on this nail I have done 2 coats of this beautiful Candy Kisses, which is not only a vibrant pink but it's quite a soft pink as well, and it has got a slight little bit of shimmer in there too. So I've done 2 coats of my Candy Kisses. Obviously if we were doing this on a client we will have done our prep, our base coat, and then 2 coats of our gel polish. I've cured that for 30 seconds and I'm going to go straight in and create that glitter fade in the inhibition layer of this gel polish. So I've got my glitter here in a tray, which is just a normal iridescent glitter, and I've got an old gel brush that I'm just going to concentrate the main application of my glitter down on what would be our client's cuticle area. Okay, so that's really nice and solid on there. I'm now going to tap off my brush and remove any excess glitter that's on my brush, and I'm just going to flick this up to create that fade. So we don't want it to be too heavy coming up the nail. Okay, so we're just literally using that residual glitter that's in that main bulk down on the cuticle area to create that beautiful fade up the nail. So I'm going to make sure that my brush hasn't got any excess glitter on it, and I'm now going to go across that nail and smooth out this glitter and make sure that all of the particles are sitting nice and flat against the nail. We don't want any of those glitter particles sticking up and causing that temptation for our clients to pick. So that's all really nice and smooth now, and I'm going to go in with I'd Rather Be Shiny, which is our no wipe top coat, and I'm going to pop this on, and that is our first nail for this design set complete. So a really simple glitter fade that can be created on any colour in any combination. So you could use a coloured glitter, you could use this iridescent glitter on top of other colours. It's entirely up to you, and because we've smoothed out that glitter and made sure that it's nice and flat, it's going to be nice and smooth once this has cured. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp for a full cure, which is 60 seconds, and move straight on to our next nail, which is the Disney inspired castle. So again, on this nail I've done 2 coats of that Candy Kisses, and again if you were doing this on a client you'd be making sure that you've done your prep, your base coat, 2 coats of your colour, And then I've gone in with my matte top coat, which is Material Girl, to give that really nice, smooth, velvet matte finish. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with Innocence from our core collection, which is our white. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of this down, straight from the bottle. And then I'm going to use my short lining brush. And the first thing I'm going to do is put in the archway of our castle. Okay, so coming down onto that free edge and putting in the arch, or the door if you like, of our castle. Okay, so I'm now going to come straight across horizontally and give myself the top of the castle. And then it's from this that we'll be able to do our turrets. So I'm now going to go in with a slightly thicker brush and fill in this negative space. So I'm going to give myself a border, because obviously if we were doing this on a client, we would be coming down into their side wall area, and we want to make sure that we don't have any contact with the client's side walls with uncured product. So by putting that border in, it allows us to be able to work more efficiently and nice and clean. And I'm now going in and floating out this product into that negative space. And you can see the coverage of Innocence is absolutely incredible. With just this one coat, we've got that really nice density of colour, which is exactly what we want. So just coming around that archway, making sure that that's nice and crisp, and then floating out the rest of this product, making sure that there's no nooks, crannies or divots, and that it's a nice even consistency across the entirety of that area, and also making sure that we follow the normal rules for gel application and capping that free edge. So I'm now going to go back in with this iridescent glitter, and I'm going to sugar what we have done with regard to this castle so far. So I'm just grabbing a tip here. I'm just going to pop a little bit more of that glitter down, so I've got more of a pile of glitter to be able to go into. And then I'm going to scoop it up with that nail tip, and I'm going to pop this glitter into that uncured gel polish. So what's going to happen is this glitter is going to stick into that uncured gel polish. I'm going to give it a little tap off, okay, and now that is going to go into the lamp for a full cure. So I'm just going to tap that off slightly, and I'm going to move on to the next nail while that is curing. So on this nail, I have used Cashmere from the core collection as this beautiful nude. I've done 2 coats of that, and then I've gone in with my Material Girl to give this a matte finish, because we're going to have contrast between matte on this section and shiny on this section. I've then gone in with my Candy Kisses and created this lower half in pink, and we are going to create some stripes coming down this pink section. So starting in the middle and then pulling that down, making sure that we've got that central line to be able to work from. And then I'm going to thicken it up slightly and do a line on either side, allowing the brush to do the work for me on both sides of that central point. So again, pulling that down, and then I'm going to fill in that negative space in exactly the same way as we did with our castle, to create that really nice crisp stripe going down the center of that nail. I'm going to do exactly the same on each side of that first stripe. So again, letting my brush do the work for me, pulling that down and then thickening it up and pulling it down to that free edge, and then again filling in that negative space. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So coming down, and then thickening it up. I've just got a little bit of fluff there that I need to remove, and pulling it down again to that free edge, and then filling in that negative space with our brush. Okay, so before that goes in the lamp, just make sure that you're happy with that, and then that is going to go in the lamp for a full cure. So I'm just going to show you the first nail that we've done, which is nice and smooth and shiny now, and has got that beautiful iridescent glitter shining on top of that Candy Kisses. So I'm going to pop that to one side. I'm going to come back to our castle, and we need to use a scrubby brush rather than a dusting brush to get rid of the excess of this glitter. So I have got these little scrubby brushes here that I love to use. And I'm just going to do it over my tray so we don't make too much mess. And I'm just going to scrub off that excess glitter from that gel polish. And because that gel polish has fully cured, you can be nice and rough with it to make sure that we remove all of the excess from that glitter section. Okay, so I'm now going to go in and create my turrets. So again, I'm going to go into my Innocence with my brush, and I'm going to create the tallest turret first. So I'm going to start just off center, so in line with the right hand side of my door. Okay, and then just bring that down. I'm now going to come in and create a triangle at the top of that line. And this is going to be the top of our turret. And then we're going to come in along the bottom and finish off that triangle. And then again, fill in that negative space, making sure that our points are nice and crisp so that we've got that definition in there. And then I'm going to pull down either side and then create a reverse triangle. Okay, and then I'm going to thicken up this line here to create more of a substantial turret, coming down into the top of the castle. Okay, I'm then going to create a shorter turret here in exactly the same way. So again, putting in my central line and then doing my triangle at the top, and then filling in that negative space, and then again thickening up that turret. And then I want to create a slightly higher rooftop here. So I'm just going to come across horizontally and then again butt that colour up against the top of what we've already done, and then fill in that negative space all the way to the side walls. I'm now going to create again another turret here in exactly the same way that I've done with the first one. So again, creating that triangle at the top, making sure that our lines are nice and crisp, and filling in that negative space. And then I'm going to create a reverse triangle. I'm going to thicken this up slightly and then do the opposite like we did on our first turret, and then thicken up that main section. Just going to pull this out slightly. There we go. And then thicken that up, butt it up against what we've already done. Okay, I'm now going to put a shorter turret in here. Again, just creating that triangle. So by breaking it down into shapes like this, it can make quite a complicated design really quite simple. Okay, and then I'm going to do a shorter turret just here as well. Again, creating that triangle. The nice thing about this is, because it is hand painted, no matter what size nail you're working on, you can adapt the size of your castle as well. So again, thickening that up, making sure that we're butting up against that original piece. And then I'm going to grab my glitter again before we cure and cover the entirety of what we've just done with that beautiful iridescent glitter. Making sure that you've got full coverage right the way to that side wall. And then we're going to go in for a full cure. So our stripy nail has now been fully cured. I'm going to grab my Candy Kisses and pop a little bit of that down, and I'm just going to tidy up this top section before we do any more work on this nail. So you're not going to see a lot of it because we are going to use our carving gel to tidy this up, but to cover this up rather. But I just want to make sure that this is a nice clean line coming across the top here, because if you do see any part of this, then it is finished off. So I'm just coming across with my Candy Kisses, tidying that up, making sure it's nice and crisp, and then that's going to go in for a full cure. So because this is normal gel polish, that is 30 seconds, so it's not a massive wait time. So I'm just going to get rid of this because we are now going to work with some carving gel. So I have got a range of 3D carving gels in 12 beautiful colours, but I'm going to use the white here. And I'm just going to pick out with my spatula a little bit of carving gel. Now, when you're working with carving gel, it is really, really important to make sure that you wear gloves. We should be wearing gloves anyway when we're working with uncured products, but the last thing you want to do is overexpose yourself and create any overexposure and therefore allergic reactions. So I'm just warming this up in my fingers, and then what I'm going to do is I want to add a little bit of glitter to this. So I'm going to add it into the glitter. I'm going to make it quite flat so that we create a larger surface area. I'm going to pop it into my glitter and fully immerse it, and then pick it out with my spatula and then mix it again. So again, we're warming this up, but we're now also mixing that glitter into our carving gel. Now it's entirely up to you how glittery you make this. If you feel once you've mixed it that you need a little bit more sparkle in there, just pop it back into your glitter and then mix it again. Now I'm doing this with the white, but this would work with any colour carving gel that you're using. So that is my carving gel now ready. I'm just going to grab my castle nail out, and again, using my scrubby brush over my tray, I'm just going to scrub off that excess glitter and make sure that there's no fall off on there. Okay, and I'm now going to just add some flags in. So I'm just going to grab a little bit more of that Innocence just to finish off this design. So with my detailer brush, I'm going to go into that Innocence, come up from my main turret and create my line, and then we're going to do a wiggly triangle. So I'm just going to wiggle that out so that we're creating movement in that flag, and also that really nice taper on there as well, and then fill in that negative space. And I'm going to do exactly the same on this larger turret here, and make sure that your flags are going the same way. Again, create that wiggly line and then that really nice taper, and then fill in the negative space. So again, I'm going to go in with my iridescent glitter, pick it up, pop it onto that uncured gel that we've just done for our flags, and then back in the lamp for a full cure. Okay, so with our carving gel, I am going to pop a little bit of gel residue wipe off solution onto my lint-free pad, and then in order to model and sculpt this, I am going to use my silicone tools. So everything that I've used today is available over on our website, even down to the tip stands. So I've got my pointy silicone tool and also my chiseled silicone tool. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is warm my carving gel up, and then I'm going to cut it in half. So I'm going to create a ball and then cut that in half so that we know we've got an equal amount of carving gel to be able to create our bow. So I'm going to grab my nail, I'm going to roll this, just going to pop it on a tip stand so it's not so wiggly. I'm going to roll it into a ball and then pop it onto the nail. Okay, and then with my pointy silicone tool, I'm going to rub that into my lint-free pad with my gel residue wipe off solution on there, and then from this point, so I want the point facing into the center, I'm going to push down and then lift off, so being firm but gentle with it. Okay, so we've created a dent in there. And then with my chisel tool, I'm going to flatten out this outer section and also the top and the bottom, and make sure that we've got that really nice contact area between the nail and our carving gel. And then to stop it from sticking, again going into my lint-free pad, and I'm just going to push this out slightly so we're creating a little bit more interest in that bow, and then again pushing it up onto itself, and that will help to accentuate this detail that we've put in and also create that bow shape. Now I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side, and the beauty of working with carving gel means that until you're happy and satisfied with whatever it is that you're creating, until you put this in the lamp, it's not going to cure. So if you were unhappy with it, you can go back in, just remove it and start again. Unlike working with acrylic and doing 3D work with acrylic, where you're working against a time frame when that acrylic is setting. So again, just going into the top and then flattening out that edge. And then back in with my pointy silicone tool and going in at a slight angle and creating that dent in our bow, and then back in with the chisel tool. So we've got that nice flat edge to be able to push our carving gel up onto. So once you're happy, I'm just going to come in here and soften that a little bit more. So once you're happy with your bow, I am going to put a crystal down in the centre. So I am going to use Gem Buddy, which is your crystal's best friend. And this is perfect for pointy back crystals, flat back crystals, and also caviar beads, okay? So I'm just going to grab a little bit of that Gem Buddy and pop it into the centre of that bow. And then I've got a beautiful pointy back crystal here in pink, and I'm just going to pick that up with my pickup tool and pop it down into the center of that bow. And then using the end of my pickup tool, I'm just going to push it so it's nice and flush. You can see there it's sitting really nicely into that carving gel and created that central point for our bow. So I'm just going to pop my pointy silicone tool into there just to crisp up that section. And then once I'm happy, I'm going to go in and fully cure that for 60 seconds. So that's now going to go in the lamp for a full cure. And then our castle nail has now had its full cure. So I'm just going to again remove that excess glitter with our scrubby brush, and that has completed our second nail for this design set. So we've got that beautiful sugared glitter effect against the contrast of our matte background. So I'll just wait for that to focus. There we go. And you can see that none of that glitter is moving anywhere whatsoever, and it's nice and secure in that fully cured gel polish. So I'm going to pop that with the rest of the design set. And then our bow has now very nearly fully cured. And then I'm going to go in, because I want to create some contrast, I'm going to go in with I'd Rather Be Shiny and just top coat this stripy area that we've created. Okay, so I'm going to butt this up against our bow. Just remove that bit of fluff, that is not welcome. Right up over that stripy section, and being careful when we get to that edge not go over into that matte section. Okay, we want that really nice crisp contrast. So that is our bow, our castle, and our really simple glitter fade complete. So that is part one of this design set, and I will be doing our crystal placement, so our French chevron crystal placement and our full nail crystal placement over in part two. So I will see you all over in part two. So that completes part one of the Disney inspired birthday set for Emma Louise Critchlow. Catch me over in part two to see some beautiful crystal placement. As always, thank you guys so much for joining me. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you click the like button. And if you want to see any future workshops, please make sure you click that subscribe button and the notification bell. I'll see you all soon.